Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Elex. So we're picking back up where we left off, and I actually warped back to the center camp, and something happened, and it made me reload my save, and I was like, wait a second, what's going on? And I want to go ahead and do this with you guys, because it was kind of interesting. Here in a second, it's going to pop up and say that I canceled a quest, which really had me boggled. I was like, no, wait a second. I didn't cancel a quest. But we'll give it just a second. I'm going to buy some ammo while I wait. Because that's what I was coming here for, was to stock up on plasma cells for a gun. And then it happened. When I was on the way up to the house. I was actually going to start recording up by the house. And then it canceled that quest on me, and I was like, I had to Google it, and I was like, what did I do wrong? But I didn't actually do anything wrong, so. Okay, I've got 400 plasma cells, which should have a set for this episode. Now, we were on our way to meet Jack, but I wanted to run up here and add something to the map, right there. If you notice at the right, canceled the Bessa dispute, which is quite strange. I was like, I messed up with something, and I reloaded. And then I was like looking on Google, and I was like, oh, okay.
This place. Let's find some action.
I was like, okay, that's apparently supposed to happen. But I wanted to add this stuff, the puzzle. Is it not? Oh no, I'm sorry. The fifth house thing is different. That's those puzzle pieces, the map pieces. So okay, never mind. Scratch that. That fifth house stuff or whatever is different. But I'm assuming, I didn't read too much on Google, but I'm assuming that we need to go back to the Dome City now. Because we've canceled the Bessa dispute. Which, from what I read, I didn't read too far in what happens, but basically, whatever choices we made...
We could move that to the fort. We would never have to worry about the Alps or the clerics again. I wonder if I could steal it.
You want to steal the dome?
There's not much in this world that can't be stolen.
There's no chance of you stealing that thing.
But from what I understand, our choices in Bessa are locked in. And it's how it is. I want to see who this is.
Hello.
Just traveling merchant. Okay, he doesn't have anything I want. I'm still a bit congested, but my throat's a lot better than it was. So, but I did notice there's a bunch of dead bodies here. Outlaws. So we're going to go ahead and loot all these fellows. Oh, wait. There we go. And... is that okay? There we go. One more. So something's went down in Bessa, basically, is what has happened, and the outlaws seem to have got the short end of the stick on this.
Go through. It's not like security matters anymore.
Okay. There's blood everywhere. There's blood everywhere. So. Well, I guess the dome's okay, though.
Ah, here you are now. I've not forgotten your philandering nature. Charity counts. So, could you help some friends of mine? They can offer you more than information, but you'll need to put some shards up first. Trust me, if I had the shards, I'd invest. But then if I had the shards, I wouldn't eat cardboard to stop feeling hungry, would I? But really, give them the shards. They'll make you rich.
You expect me to trust you with Alexits without you telling me what I'm paying for? Alright, but don't try and cheat me. I can give him 100 shards, or I'm not interested. 100 shards is nothing, so I'm going to give him the 100 shards.
Alright, but don't try and cheat me.
No, really, you're right to trust these guys. Come back tomorrow, right? This city's had it. So now where am I supposed to go?
Alright, yeah, things have went down in this city. And I'm kind of curious. Uh-oh. Remember the outlaws were all, like, set up here, and there's just, like, blood outside. Like, things are no good here. I'll take this Elex. I'm glad Nasty wasn't with us when we were going through this questline, because I just bashed the outlaws. It's weird because I think Nasty is probably my favorite companion. Yet, she's like my least favorite organization. And she's like one of the head members of it.
Thank you for recommending someone trustworthy for the technician's job. There's no telling what an outlaw or an Alp would have done during the uprising.
Oh. Aha. An Alp or an outlaw. So it sounds like the clerics and the berserkers joined forces and killed off the outlaws and the Alps. Let's go check the Alp district real quick. I'm making my way up to the cleric leader guy. Just blood everywhere. And like everything came to a head, it sounds like, and war just...
Lucky. That wasn't luck. That was pure skill.
You were lucky.
Yeah, well, maybe I got luck and skill. But what I haven't got is beer. Feel like one?
Yeah, sure.
Well then, follow me.
Okay. I've got a flyer. We've got a flyer. Does this guy have anything to say?
Thanks for helping get rid of the outlaws from outside the city. If they'd been in here during the uprising, things would have gone differently.
Huh. Alright. Attention thieves. We've already read that. But yeah, the Alps have been wiped out. Like there is no Alps to be had over here. This is like where the Alps were, right? Yeah, everybody's gone. All the outlaws and all the Alps are just gone, and there's just blood all over the streets. Okay, let's go see if we can speak to the cleric leader. I don't know if there's any, like, quests that come from that. I would hope so. Like, there was just a huge uprising. There's bodies outside, which is weird because the only bodies outside were outlaws. I didn't see any Alp bodies.
There's nothing shards and hardwood.
But I hope there's, like, some quests that come from this.
Thank you for making sure we got those mechs. Without them, the outlaws could have taken over the whole city.
Yeah, they only really bring up the
It
outlaws.
was always clear to me that this city had to explode at some point.
Alright. There's blood here, too.
You! Come here!
I'm here.
Are you one of the volunteer couriers? Or have you brought a report? Come on, what information have you for me?
I haven't brought you a report.
Then what are you doing here?
You know who I am. What do you need me? Yeah.
What do you need a report on?
The state of things since the uprising. The outlaws began an uprising with the help of the separatists. It was obvious things would explode at some point. The outlaws have been plotting for some time, but I didn't think they'd set out to destroy the dome. That makes me even more thankful to you for bringing me the delivery of weapons. If the outlaws had received them, I think their plans may have succeeded. As you're not here with the report, you should go. I have a lot to do. It's good to see you.
Is that really it? Like,
It's good to see you.
there is nothing else? Huh. I expected there to be, like, quests that stem from this. Like, instead, the city's just destroyed. And, like, half the population is gone. It's like extreme population control here. What about the guy up here on the wall? I still remember him. I'm surprised the berserkers stuck with us, cause we helped the Alps, right? And like I don't guess we ever really helped the berserkers except we put that one in charge at the comms was about it.
It's difficult to keep a shield like this active, even with good maintenance. But when somebody on the inside tries to sabotage it, we don't stand a chance.
Huh. Okay. Well, I was actually expecting there to be a little bit more involved with this. I don't know. Like, I almost feel like it was kind of an afterthought. Like, we did all that stuff, and then, like, things happened while we were gone. And I expected to kind of come back to fighting, honestly. I thought I was going to, like, join in the fight and, like, help fight the outlaws and the Alps. And instead we got back and everybody's like, oh, yeah, there was an uprising, but whatever. Like, go on about your business. So, except for this beggar guy. He's like, I've got something for you to do. Give me money. So, we're supposed to come back tomorrow. Okay, well, that wasn't quite what I was expecting. But let's head to the Duke's bunker. We're going to head over here to Jack and go find him. And I think we're just going to take that road down towards the lighthouse. So I'm stocked up. I got 400 plasma shots. I imagine that should be good for the duration of today, I should think. So, 'cause 400 plasma shots. I mean, that's pretty decent. I actually ran out of money, truth be told, but I've got things that I could sell, you know, if it comes down to it, if push comes to shove. But, I mean, we're really not spending that much money except on plasma cells. We've got the best armor that, to my knowledge, that we can get, at least for right now, so. Okay, I don't know where Nasty went. Like, she's not with me. I've killed a couple of little creatures over here, but I don't know where she went off to. Because I teleported to the Duke's bunker, and now she's just, like, gone. So, no clue. I'm sure she'll show up at some point. She never, like, went into battle with anything. It's not like she fainted and then, like, fell behind or anything. I mean, she's just gone. So, okay, that looks like the road we're supposed to go down. Oh, I actually caught one on camera. They go over, like, pretty quick. Uh-oh, we got a Cyclops, I think. Which I got bullets now. And he doesn't even seem to care. Oh, man. I feel like ranged combat is definitely the way to go in this. Like, originally I was, like, kind of disappointed with it because, like, we weren't getting a whole lot of damage out of ranged weapons. Then we got this, like, this Redeemer, and it was just like, okay, game over. Yeah. Get it, get it. I'm, like, shooting right between his legs. Yep. I really don't want to get hit by that thing, because I bet it hits like a truck. There we go. But yeah, there's a teleporter right here. So I will take it. I wish I knew where Nasty went. Like, she just took off. Let me try teleporting to this teleporter. And maybe she'll, like, rejoin with us. Maybe she got stuck up at the Duke's. I don't know. I have no clue. She is just gone. I don't know if she's just unhappy about a Bessa or what it is. Okay. Well, anyways, we got a little bit of an army over here. We got like 4 creatures here. 5 creatures. Yes. There we go. Now all I got left is the slow people. The slow ones. Oh, Nasty, where did you go? Why did you have to leave? I'll go back to the... actually, it might be better. Powerful Cyclops. I thought I heard something moving around in the sand behind me, but I think it was just me. Yeah, we've already ran through like over 100 shots with this thing. Already. There we go. Completed a special trophy. Cyclops Eye, maybe? Or Elex Contaminated Hearts? I don't know. I don't know what that's for. Elex Contaminated Heart. This item cannot be sold. An Elex-laden Cyclops Eye or Heart ready for Arcs. I don't know who Arcs is, but we've got it. We've got it. So whenever he asks for it, we have it. But yeah, I think it might be best that we don't take Nasty with us, because we're going to go attack an outlaw. And we're not going to show him any quarter. Like, he's going to die. Or I'm betting he's going to die. I have a strong suspicion that he is going to die. Because we don't generally show any quarter to outlaws. Except Nasty. Like, I don't know. I don't know why that is. But most of the outlaws, I just don't even care for them. Smeared note. What is this? We got like a skeleton here. This message was written by drunken outlaws. It's almost illegible. This here is our stuff. Got it? So get your own stuff. Man, that stuff is so good. You fools. Nothing. Our friend doesn't need it anymore. Alright. Sounds like a plan. This guy's all dead, so I'm just going to take his stuff. Canned food, small mana potion. Okay. Oh, my nose is so congested. Like, my throat's better, and it's great. But it's like, it's kind of hard to breathe. So, oh, what do we got here? A mutant. Almost didn't see him. I almost ran right up on him. There you go. Get you some of that. It looks like we've got to go over here. There's like a little bridge. And we'll cross here, yeah. And actually, might as well. Ah! Oh, what is... Oh, that's just a big flower. I was like, man, it looks like people on sticks. People on spikes. Oh, we got another stalker. Here, I'm going to try to get him while my buff is up. There we go. Tell you what, it takes a little while to level at this stage. Like, at this level of the game, like... Used to... I mean, especially killing big stuff like this. And a lot of it's skull mobs. Like those Cyclopses and stuff. They still classify as skulls for difficulty, but... I mean, they're pushovers. But it seems like the XP for mobs doesn't exceed like 400. I think 400 is like the maximum for anything. Alright, I guess this is Jack.
Oh, we got a
Hopkins.
nice catch here. Nice, nice. Fresh meat and it got a fair amount on you. Boy, you're gonna cook up nicely.
Cook?
Oh, yes, we'll do you justice. A few sprigs of scragweed and some cogroot. Oh, and you'll be just right for us. I'll get you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We don't even have an option. We're just straight up, we have to kill these people. Oh. Come on. Come on across this bridge here with me. And let me take a moment to buff up. Oh! 1 out of 4 on the Hungry Desert. 2 out of 4 on the Hungry Desert. And there goes his poor body. Man, I'll go down there and find it here in a minute. But he's totally gone off the edge. I almost wonder if Jack hasn't been, like, captured. And he's going to be eaten or something. And you...
Off we go.
I tell you what, those Reavers, when you have the boost up, they just melt. Alright, we completed the Hungry Desert. And that must be Jack right there. So he's just living here with the crazy Reavers. We'll go talk to him in just a moment. Is this lighthouse not open? No. Ah, that's kind of disappointing too. Like, I thought we'd be able to go up the lighthouse. Okay. Well, let's pop over here and have a word with Jack. Okay.
Just give me a minute to calm down, will you? Calming. Calming. Whew. Shit. A moment longer and those cannibals would have had me over the fire. There's enough creatures out here trying to eat me without people trying it as well. Shit. Shit. That's not something I want to go through again. Hell. You've not got anything to drink, have you? Something to help a man get his head screwed back on?
I'll give him a beer.
Here. This should help.
That's good. There's something about a near-death experience that makes everything taste golden. You saved me. I mean, you saved my life. And I've learned a lot about Magalan's history. But cannibals? I haven't heard of anything like that since the dark days after the comet hit. Most of what we live on in Tavaar is from the past. So history is profitable. Interesting, too. You should learn it.
What are you doing out here? Tell me about Magalan's past, or is there something you need?
What are you doing out here?
The light beacon. I've always been fascinated by them. They used to be a cry for help, or a way to give help, direction, guidance. I've seen leaders come and go in the fort, and there's only one constant. You have to rely on yourself. So, I look for ruins, visit the beacons, and I find things to earn shards, so I don't need anyone else.
Brave for someone at your age.
My age? Ha! Age is bullshit. Wrinkled or smooth-skinned, life throws the same shit at you. I know these lands better than to come alone. I was traveling with a pair of scrap collectors. They needed a lead. I needed some help. On our way there, we got ambushed by a group of clerics. I didn't want a chance to fight with them. They were much better armed. So I got out of there.
What happened to the scrap collectors?
They didn't make the same choice. That's the problem with some people of their age. They think every fight is winnable. They think running away is the wrong thing to do. Yet, here I am at my age. I just wish I'd had their legs for running. The clerics caught up with me and took me prisoner. I'm here, aren't I? I waited until it was dark and I got out. I guess they thought I was too old to guard. And I got away with their leader's weapon. I think that must have made them angry. Now those clerics are out hunting for me. You can hear their horns. That's why I thought I'd head for the beacon. Get some scrap, and get myself back to Tavaar. Shards would mean safety. But you know what happened next? Damn Reavers. Life sure is cheap out here.
Tell me about Magellan's past.
Gladly. What would you like to know?
Oh, tell me about Tavaar, the factions, the berserkers, the clerics.
Tell me about Tavaar.
Well, it might not seem like there's a lot of history here, but this place hasn't always been desert. When the comet hit, it turned this place into the wasteland you see. But not everything was destroyed. Some building complexes, like the fort, survived. Others were buried. When the sand shifts, other buildings appear. And then all the things that were left in them are there for the taking. Not that everything that's buried is good. Logan, the Duke as he's known today, they're sitting on a powder keg. Back before the comet hit, they stored weapons there. Serious, end-of-the-world weapons. And they're still there, somewhere, along with a whole stack of the usual kind.
Huh.
What kind of weapons?
I know the history, not the science. I'm no cleric. But these things were supposed to destroy cities. They were supposed to destroy countries.
Yeah, nuclear ones.
Do that?
I don't know. Big explosions. Big explosions. And the fort is sitting on top of them. That's why I want shards. I want to be a long way from here if those things ever go off.
Tell me about the factions.
Well, they're recent history. I mean, they only came about after the comet hit. Before that, there were countries and governments. Millions of people organized into groups. Nothing like now. But the comet destroyed all that. There aren't really records from after the comet hit. No one was writing things down. They were just trying to survive. No leaders. All the things they relied on to survive had gone. But it didn't take long for people to form groups to get resources. And it didn't take long for those people to start fighting. All factions think they've got ways to save us. They're all just ways people are trying to survive.
So, there are a lot of gaps in your knowledge of history?
Well, some. There were more records kept during the territory wars. That was once the factions had formed and started fighting each other. I guess as soon as you're a group, you want to start keeping a history of who you are. History becomes more important. Anyway, instead of fighting over 1 or 2 tins, the factions started fighting over land. Elex. Resources. Any small factions that were left got absorbed or destroyed. I mean, these people were survivors, so you'd think that's what they'd want. To survive. Instead, there were yet more deaths. There aren't numbers, but I'd guess at least half of those still alive were killed. But that's just a guess. Finally, the people in charge realized the cost was too high, so they formed a council, the Great Council of Magellan, and made a non-aggression treaty.
A non-aggression treaty? That doesn't seem to have worked.
Well, peace is always fragile. The Berserkers and Clerics have totally different ideas about Elex and technology, for a start. But, after all the deaths, the factions knew they risked their own destruction if they fought anymore. So, the peace lasted, more or less. There are always some hotheads, some isolated clashes over resources. But the leaders brought their people back into line. All the factions rebuilt their lands, worked on their own rules.
So, what went wrong?
The Alps. They were just a small splinter group. They went up into Zakor, into the ice, and no groups were interested in that land. They built their strength, and then they invaded. The factions were taken completely by surprise. The Alps captured people, land, built their converters before the factions could respond. What happened to the prisoners, the dead? History doesn't speak of that.
I've heard enough.
At least you did listen. That's not always the case today.
What do you know about the Berserkers?
They were a group living up in the woods, trying to grow their own food, and they evolved from there. Everyone else was fighting for what was left, but they decided to make something new. It was some guy called Amric that started them. The new guy they have there, Thorold, the Pilgrim, sees himself as some sort of spiritual successor to Amric. He's changed things there. They're pushing out into the world more than they did. The Berserkers used to stay in Edan mostly. They'd fight to protect their borders, make assaults outside them, then pull back. Now they're holding ground. It seems the Pilgrim wants to purify all of Edan. They're gonna use their world hearts to change the world. They want to use their magic to turn the clock back and make Magellan what it was. Well, they'll change it. But whether Magellan was ever like they say, that's just a fantasy.
How much do you know about the Clerics?
Secretive lot. They probably know more about history than the others, but they keep it to themselves. But this god they believe in, Kalan, I haven't seen anything anywhere about this god in records from before the comet hit. Why they've created a god and worship technology? Well, I can't understand it. Everything else they do is about knowledge and fact and observation. So why invent a lot of hocus pocus to go with it?
Why did the Clerics have so few men?
The wars. They put their faith in their fighting machines. But either their prayers weren't answered or they had a technological hitch. They went into battle with the Berserkers and their machines shut down. They were defeated. Heavy losses. Those left retreated into Ignadon. Anyone that didn't make it back was cut down by one faction or another. The clerics' numbers never recovered. I guess they must have fixed whatever the problem was with their fighting machines. It's never happened again.
You know, I'm glad he brought that up and talked about it, because I actually wondered at a couple points why it felt like the cleric city was so, like, empty compared to, like, the outlaws and the berserkers, and why you didn't really see many out in the world. Like, it was mainly berserkers and outlaws. But I guess that makes sense. It's kind of neat, though, because, like he said, it's never happened again. Like, we've never been just cut down. But, anyways, I know who Kalan is. Or what Kalan is, kind of, sort of. Anyways, give me the cleric's weapon, or is there something? Let's see what he needs first.
Is there something you need?
No, I'm okay. Don't waste your time on my old bones. The only thing I'm interested in is stories. And I don't think you are the storytelling type.
Correct, I don't have time to share stories, or what do you know about the Alps? Let's ask him about the Alps.
What do you know about the Alps?
Hardly anyone knows anything about them. I mean, other than about their attacks.
Maybe I could tell you a story about them.
Now I am curious. Do you know why they use Elex?
It makes them stronger, of course. Greater strength, lower levels of fatigue. reduce pain. It turns men into fighting machines, and not just physically. Elex keeps them clear thinking. It removes the emotions that could get in the way of orders.
So it means no one can argue with orders.
It reduces the chances. That's one of the reasons Alps are so successful. They operate together without question.
Not all of them. Some operate alone.
Then you've heard of the Elexitors. They rule in Zakor. They still consume Elex, but they are given a command role.
You mean like Wardek and Kallax? Or Jax? Have you heard of them?
Yes, they are names to be feared. Though I had heard that Jax had disappeared.
So the rumors say. What else do you know about the Alps?
That they have as good as or better knowledge of technology than the clerics. That's because you and them have something in common.
Me? What have I got in common with Alps?
An interest in history. The Elexitors, well, I don't know for sure, but they have found some fragments of old world information. They're using that knowledge.
They're interested in the old world?
No, not at all. They just want the technology. Interest is emotional. The past is something that's gone. They want the future.
Interesting. Not many people seem to think about what the Alps want.
That's all I know.
That was very informative. Thank you.
And we got 108 XP for that.
Give me the cleric's weapon.
Why should I give it to you?
Because you're a survivor and you don't want me to get, or don't want to get me pissed. We help each other outright, or I want to give it to Volkmar.
We help each other out, right?
Well, you had a beer from me. So yeah, alright. You can have it.
There we go. We got Volkmar's weapon. And without any violence. Because I actually like this guy. Like, he was actually kind of interesting to sit and talk to. He wasn't like most of the outlaws. It's just like there for profit, you know.
How long are you going to stay here?
I think I will get comfortable here. Maybe I'll even get this light tower working. Man needs something to do in life.
Alright. Now, is there anything else? He's going up to the lighthouse. I wonder if he'll open it. That would be kind of nice. Oh, it's already open. Golden chalice and 2 metal scrap. We shall take it. Lifeline. I might actually sleep here, since there is a bed right there available. Let's see, he didn't, okay, no. He didn't open the lighthouse. I was hoping he would open it. And like all of a sudden, you go in the lighthouse or something, but... Alright, let's sleep until the morning, and I guess we're going to head back to Bessa. And just see... Because that guy said to come back tomorrow, right? So, I'm hoping that he's got something for us. And then after that, we'll go turn in Volkmar's weapon. I'm going to look at it, though, because it might be pretty good. I'm assuming it looked, the little icon for it looked like a dual hammer. Okay, it actually, let's see, it takes more constitution than the stasis dual hammer. Stasis dual hammer takes more strength. This thing does have a socket slot. This has stasis weapon damage. And both of these have the same damage. So I'm going to give Volkmar back his weapon. I don't really see much reason on holding on to it, I don't guess. Might as well just let him have it.
Go through.
Yeah, security doesn't matter anymore. You're so depressed because all the outlaws is dead.
1 shard, 2 shards. You'd think people could spare that, wouldn't you?
Oh. Okay, well he doesn't have anything for us. I have a feeling we end up getting ripped off, though. In truth, but that's fine. We shall see. Maybe he's like, here's 1,000 shards, and it was actually like a good investment or something. Alright, let's turn this into Volkmar. There you go.
I got your weapon back.
Then I am grateful, and Kalan will hear your words. You helped a brother and a comrade. I never doubted your integrity. This is for you.
2 plasma grenades and 100 shards.
Be safe out there.
Okay. Sounds good. And then he also gave us another quest, right? So, Tavaar, this burgeoning threat. We're supposed to see about if anyone's suspicious about the missing scrap deliveries. Yeah, so we'll just pop right over here to the fort. And actually, we have that other quest here, so we might as well, like, knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. I haven't went through the fort, like, in detail to, like, uncover everything, but that's fine.
Welcome to the...
Yeah, welcome to the fort. Defensive measures. Do we want to start with that, maybe? And then we'll do burgeoning threat. And there's still, like, Wyatt.
Ray's contract is signed by W. W as in Wyatt. Do you really think that's a coincidence?
Man, no wonder you're with Ray. The two of you make a proper pair. Why should I talk to either of you?
Okay. I think we've actually talked to him about that. I brought that up, but I can't remember. Anyways, this guy. William.
Well, excellent. Another desert fly landing here thinking he's found something for free. You're just lucky you aren't a berserker. I hate those forest rats. They're almost as much trouble as the clerics.
He's got that voice actor that drives me insane, that has like the really whining voice. Like, it just grinds my gears. Like, I don't know. You have problems with clerics. What do you have against berserkers? I don't want anything free. I'll earn it.
You have problems with clerics?
Berserker, cleric. They're both trying to squeeze us out of Tavaar. They want to take us out. One needs men, and the other wants our land.
Clerics want the men, and berserkers want the land, I'm assuming.
Who wants your men?
The clerics are short of new recruits. Didn't you know that? But they can forget getting them from here. They're not getting a single man while I'm here to stop them. I am William. I am the Duke's cousin. The Duke is in charge around here, and I'm gonna make sure he stays in charge. We are outlaws.
Okay. Are you sure you have everything under control, or Bullet needs reinforcements outside the gates?
Are you sure you have everything under control here?
Only an idiot thinks they have complete control of anything. This is about stopping all the little crises becoming big ones. And I have one small crisis that I can use an outsider to solve.
You want a cleric's help?
I don't care what faction or what god you believe in. The only true friend is profit. And if you're not here for Kalan, that means you must be here for your own benefit, right? I need someone who isn't on the radar when it comes to the district overseers. Some of them are pissed about something. I need someone to deal with that.
About these district overseers. Who are they?
There's Big Jim. He's in charge of the arena. Chloe, she manages the entertainment district. Then there's Mad Bob. He calls himself the Scrap Baron, and you'd better call him that. People don't call him Mad Bob to his face. Ever. And there's Blake. He takes care of things that need taking care of. They've all earned their place, all proven themselves loyal. But they all have their little problems, and they all want more.
Alright.
Tell me about Chloe.
Chloe owns her cut of the takings. That's not like her to skip paying her tribute. She knows she's lucky to have the position she has. So I need an outsider to make her pay up. It's a little more diplomatic coming from someone from the outside. And I need someone who isn't scared Chloe will shut them out of the entertainment district. Ask her for the shards and find out why she's not been paying. If you can't manage that, at least make sure she pays her outstanding debts.
What about Blake?
Say, are you even listening to me? Blake is the only overseer who doesn't make trouble here. He takes care of his own interests and does what people tell him. I only wish they were all like that.
Tell me about Big Jim.
Big Jim. Good fighter. He's kept the arena turning a profit. Only now he's beaten everyone who's challenged him. He thinks he's invulnerable. I've even heard rumors he's claiming he will take over from the Duke. I always knew his ego would be his undoing. I should want him dead. Instead, I want you to fight him. He needs his ego deflating. You're to fight in the name of the Duke, and make sure that you teach Big Jim a lesson before I have to shut him up permanently.
What is the problem with Mad Bob?
Mad Bob, yeah. That is its own chapter. He oversees the scrap deliveries to the fort. They are a big source of profit. Only now there isn't any scrap coming in, and I don't know why. The desert might be dry of water, but there's no way it's dry of scrap.
Speak to him and find out what's happening.
I'm afraid he isn't delivering because nobody will work for him. But maybe it's something else. If you can get Mad Bob to start making deliveries again, I promise that will earn you a good reward.
I will look into the problems you're having.
That's what I wanted to hear. Get things to move along more smoothly? Well, the Duke doesn't forget people who show him loyalty. Let me know how things go.
Bullet needs reinforcements outside the gates.
Right. I should have figured he couldn't handle it. How many men does he need?
Okay, it looks like based on our survival skill, 1 should be enough, 2 should be enough with survival 2, 3 with survival 3, 4 for survival 4, or just as many as possible, which is probably going to get me like a 1. So I think we've got the survival for 4. Let's try for that.
You need to get them 4 men. That's if you want that gate secured.
That sounds excessive, but you look like someone who knows their way around the wilderness, so I'll agree. 4 men it is. Tell Bullet he will get his reinforcements.
So this is going to change the story.
Watch your step here, cleric, or you will be thrown into the canyon.
I wonder if later on we get to like attack the fort and there'll be like 4 extra guards with Bullet or something. I don't know. That's okay. I want to kill more things. Whoa, there's a lot of mobs on the screen right now. And I would sure... Oh, it's spiders. It's spider bugs. Alright. Let's lend them a hand here. Now I can actually help people fight too, because I don't like AoE everything to death when I fight. Okay, it looks like Bullet's already got his reinforcements, because there's like 2 outlaws there, and then there's like 2 there. I think they beat me to it.
Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything new, but...
You can relax. We took care of the creatures. That's what we do out here.
I got you your reinforcements.
Good. Every man counts. The more of us there are, the less chance there is of me lining some monster's digestive tract. So, you might just have saved my ass.
And we got 400 shards.
Thanks for bringing those reinforcements. I owe you.
Almost wonder if we don't get like 100 shards per reinforcement or something. Okay, well that's taken care of, and that quest is out of our quest log, but we did get that new one. And it's not a... Is it not a main mission? No. It's just a mission for Tavaar in the name... Or Fragile Power, I mean. Okay. And I'm assuming that Burgeoning Threat, I'm pretty sure we were supposed to go meet Mad Bob, and it sounds like they're already suspicious about the missing scrap. Because he said there's no like scrap deliveries coming in, and he doesn't know why. So I'm betting that that's related to the clerics stopping their scrap deliveries. Okay, well I'll tell you what, let's go meet with Mad Bob and see what he has to say. Because we've heard a lot about him ever since we first came to the fort. But we've never actually met him. I don't think. Have we met him? He's the crazy guy sitting on the throne.
Hey.
Do I know you? You see, I'm thinking, no, I don't know you. So, I'm asking myself where you saw the fucking sign that says, hey, talk to this guy.
I saw it back there, no offense, I'm just looking around.
I saw it back there.
Ha, funny. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the last comedian I met kept telling jokes even after I wrapped him in meat and thrown him to the dogs. You know, he laughed all the way until his larynx got torn out. The fuck do you want here? You think you can join one of those shitbag groups and then turn up here looking for profit? Or have you seen through the bullshit they're trying to sell you? And you think you can get some freedom and profit here instead?
Who are you exactly? What do you do with all this scrap? Or why do people call you Mad Bob? I don't think we're supposed to say that to him. We're not supposed to call him that.
Who are you exactly?
I'm the Scrap Baron. Remember that if you want to make profit. Because I'm in charge of the scrap collectors here. Which means you don't make profits if you piss me off.
The Scrap Baron. Well, that explains why you're living in this dump. Or called worthless by a man who lives on a scrap pile. The people in Tavaar must love irony. Oh, I have to do it.
Called worthless by a man who lives on a scrap pile. The people in Tavaar must love irony.
Oh, and the comedy keeps coming. You know, my dad loved jokes. I remember one time I took the piss out of him and he told me, if something annoys you, you get rid of it. Then he put a bullet in my dog. Laughed himself stupid. Goes to show you there's an audience for every joke if you can find them. Fucker. I loved that dog. And take some advice. You're free here. No gods to pray to, no trees to serve, no hybrid to give you orders. You're as free as long as you have shards in your pocket, and as long as you don't piss me off, or steal from me, or keep asking me dumbass questions. So enjoy your freedom. People died to get it for you.
Alright,
What do you do with all this scrap?
We make profit, and we keep those shitbag factions out of our business. Scrap is what makes it all happen. Scrap is what we've got in Tavaar. Scrap is who we are, and I am the Scrap Baron.
Where do you get this scrap?
From the ruins of the old world, out in the desert. It's out there, waiting to be found. Treasure amongst the sands. You just need the people to get it.
And people, well,
they are the easiest and cheapest things to come by.
and then you take the profits, or do you have work for me?
And then you take the profits.
Trickle-down economy, isn't it? I get the shards, when they get the scrap. And if they don't get the scrap, their blood trickles down into the desert. It's the shards I get for their scrap that keeps them alive. Whatever anyone says, my scrap is the savior of this shithouse. You can work for me. I've got the shards. You just have to do me a few favors to get them.
Okay.
About these favors you want. Where do you want me to start?
Well, first I want some answers. I sent some scrap collectors out to scavenge a set of ruins on an island to the south. Everything I heard about those ruins screamed profit. And yet so far, no scrap deliveries. So, I want you to go and find out what's happening, and make damn sure my scrap arrives soon.
Uh-oh. That's the island, like, yeah, right here. You're not getting your scrap deliveries because of a group of clerics. I'm gonna, do I want to say, I don't know if I want to tip him off. I don't think so. I'm not for sure.
Why do people call you Mad Bob?
Who called me that? Who the fuck called me that?
You haven't heard that name before?
Just tell me who the fuck used that name. Was it William? Was it Chloe? Tell me. Was it the Duke? No. No, it wouldn't be the Duke. So which of the other two was it?
Just to answer my question, it's forgotten. William told me that name, or Chloe told me that name. Chloe's the one that won't speak to us, isn't she? I think so. Oh, yeah, we're gonna say Chloe.
Chloe told me that name.
I wouldn't put it past her. Fuck. She better learn some fucking manners. Just so we understand each other, I'll say this one last time. Don't ever use that name again.
We're just causing problems. That's what we're doing. Okay. So, the burgeoning threat, right? Scrap delivery. Mad Bob wants me to find out why scrap deliveries are overdue. Let me pop over to the island real quick. Because I think maybe I can let Volkmar know that the Scrap Baron / Mad Bob is wondering where his scrap deliveries are. And maybe we can, like, hatch a plan to, let's say, oh, well, this or that. I don't know. I have no clue. We're just going to give it a shot, though.
I've been to the fort.
And what can you tell me?
The Scrap Baron has noticed that his deliveries have stopped.
Damn. I feared stopping them completely was pushing our luck. Kalan is right. Greed will be our undoing.
So, what's your plan?
I will have to rethink our strategy. An open fight could mean losses in men and material. So, I think finding a way to throw off his suspicions would be our best course.
It's too late for that. You've made your mistake. You should leave. Or what can I do? Yeah.
What can I do?
I will make sure the outlaws get their deliveries from time to time. Just enough so that suspicion is decreased. You need to sell that lie. Make it sound like everything is getting back to normal. Can I count on your assistance?
Yes.
You can count on me.
Good, but be careful. If you're caught, the outlaws don't tend to be subtle when they're angry.
Okay. So, I guess we'll go back to Mad Bob and let him know that we've taken care of everything. Oh, and actually, since I'm over here, Chloe was the girl that won't speak to me anymore, isn't she? Oh, whoops, that's Lucy. It's good to know the names of everybody in the fort. I'm glad I do. William is... There's Wyatt. I don't know. Is this William, maybe? Maybe so? Yes, that's William. Well, we told him Chloe did it. I don't know who Chloe is, but we'll find out at some point. That's why it pays to explore everything before you accuse people of stuff. But okay. Anyways, hopefully I didn't make problems. It didn't say the story was changed, so.
About these favors you want. Your scrap will be delivered soon.
You better be right.
It's coming.
Right. You got it done. Anything else to tell me?
The scrap collectors have a problem with some clerics or nothing else? No.
Nothing else.
Right. Good. Here. This is your share for helping me out.
300 shards.
About these favors you want. Any other opportunities for profits?
That's single-minded. Okay. Just don't fuck this up. Get this done right. The instructions are simple. Think you can follow them?
Just tell me what you want doing.
I need a debt paying. It doesn't matter what else you do here in the fort. You have got to pay your debts. Otherwise, you're no one. So I need you to sort out what I owe.
Who do you owe?
Ace. He always gets lucky in cards. Maybe too lucky. I lost big to him the other day, and I've got to clear that debt. But I don't feel like seeing him. I might forget he was lucky and get angry with a fast-dealing bastard.
Did he cheat, or how much do you owe him?
Did he cheat?
Maybe. Maybe not. But I lost, and people saw it. My name counts where it has to, and that means paying your debts. This IOU is worth 1,000 shards, and I'll add a little bonus to go with it. Just as a big, warm thank you to Ace.
Okay.
Where does Ace usually hang out?
Near Chloe's bar in the entertainment district. He's always looking for more suckers. Look for him there.
So Chloe's a bartender. We may have met her. I don't know, though.
I'll take care of your debt with Ace.
Take the shards. Do the job. Don't fuck up. Here. And of course, don't forget my little present for Ace. Put them in Ace's place, near the marketplace. Put them on the table, or somewhere obvious.
Okay. Scrap Baron always pays. Okay, well I'm going to warp back down here to Volkmar real quick and see if he's very appreciative for us doing that, or if there's, you know, anything else from him or anything. I figure this episode, we're picking up quite a few quests this episode that gives us stuff to work on and whatnot.
I spoke to the Scrap Baron.
Did you convince him he doesn't have to worry about his shipment?
Yes.
Good, good. Then we can continue with the mission. Take this. In the name of Kalan.
200 shards.
Be safe out there.
Okay.
Be safe out there.
That's all. Nothing else from him, it looks like. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. So next episode, when we come back, I mean, we finished all the quests for Volkmar down here today. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of work around in the fort. Because I would actually like to explore this place. This is the only city that we really haven't explored in very much detail whatsoever. So I'd like to check this place out and see what kind of quests we can come across and maybe solve some of their issues. We'll probably solve their issues kind of like we did in Edon at Goliath. It will make everybody mad and everybody's going to hate us, but that's okay. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. Hopefully by next recording my congestion will be gone. So I'm going to hope. I'm going to cross my fingers. So anyways, I will see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys then.